Hey everybody, Al Iverson here. It's time for another one of your email authentication and deliverability questions answered. This time around, I'm going to talk about Gmail tabs. We're going to answer some of the common questions about email tabs. Do you love them? Do you hate them? How do they work? How do you avoid them? And I will share survey results on a quick little simple survey I put out there for folks to answer over the past couple weeks about what you think about Gmail tabs. So let's start by talking about Gmail tabs or categories. Now, when I think back to the first video I ever did for Valimail last June, first thing I ever talked about was Apple adding categories or tabs because it was newly announced back then last June. And a lot of people, a lot of email marketing senders in particular, were really scared, really nervous, wondering about how the new Apple categorization or tabs was going to affect their email marketing efforts. Is it going to make it harder for the messages to get noticed? Is it going to result in a reduced amount of engagement? Is it going to result in a reduced amount of revenue? And what I think people really need to remember then and still should remember now is that we have a lot of history there with Gmail and their tabs or categories to rely on, to look back to understand how that all has worked ever since Gmail first implemented categories way back in 2013. And they've got 5 different categories there, right? They've got primary, promotions, social, updates, and forums, with, of course, promotions being the one that marketers seem to be most worried about and afraid of landing in. So that's what tabs or categories are. Now, a big question that a lot of email senders ask me. They also ask my good friend Allison Guti of Braze. So I thought it'd be cool to turn to her and ask her this. How does a sender stay out of the promotions tab or category? Allison, welcome.
Oh, Al, thank you so much. This is one of my favorite questions. I actually was at a conference that my job put on, and I got to do some face-to-face time with a lot of senders. And this was probably the number one thing that people approached me and my boss to ask is, how do I stay out of the promotions tab? And like a lot of deliverability answers, there's not a straightforward, like one-step way to make sure that your mail goes straight to the primary tab or updates or wherever else you would prefer to have it. There's kind of two blunt force options, which are like, don't use promotions tab, so you can't control that. It's up to your recipients, or don't send promotional mail. And if you're an email marketer, chances are your mail is probably promotional. So there's not a lot you can do to control that. I know that there are some people that may purport to sell you a solution that can make sure that your email avoids going to the promotions tab. I would not recommend that. I don't think that's real. I don't think that's a good use of your time if your subscribers are using tabs and some aren't. But if they are using tabs, it's because they like them and that's the way that they want to view their email. And they're going to be looking for things that are selling to them in the tab where that other mail is going. And so if you're sending promotional mail, it should go to the promotions tab, and that's not really a problem to solve because it is part of the inbox. Now, if you want to change your content and try sending stuff that is not promotional, and it's just a like, how do you do? We're a brand and we're not happy to meet you. Maybe that has a better chance of going to the primary tab. That's probably not the reason that you're sending the mail in the first place.
One more thing I think it would be fun to add here. Going all the way back to the Return Path days, I think we're talking 10 years ago now. Return Path did a survey to see whether or not Gmail tabs were well loved, were used. Did people turn them off? And way back then, they found like 2/3 of people turned off tabs. So I did a survey, a completely non-scientific survey, just over the last couple of weeks. And as you can see here, the results here are 46% of people said they like tabs. But if you look at the other results there, it's really overall, it's like split 50-50, right? 40% of the people are not a fan, 10% aren't sure. So it's about half like them, about half aren't sure or don't like them. Now, if you look at my audience there, it's really heavily weighted towards deliverability people. So we're potentially weird animals. But something to remember there is that not everybody loves tabs, and a lot of people are going to turn them off. Now, Allison, are you a fan of tabs? Do you use them?
So it kind of varies from avenue to avenue. I do use Gmail for personal and for work, but on my mobile, I'm an iPhone user and I use the Apple Mail app. And now that they have brought in categories to the mix, I've just totally turned off all that. I really like having my email be in chronological order. That's kind of what I enjoy about email, is that it's right where I left it in the same order I found it. I can think, oh, what was the like second to the most recent email that brand sent me, and I scroll down and there it is, kind of mixed in. But not everyone feels that way. I totally get that some people are more inclined in a little bit of separation between personal and shopping. For me, they're all the same. I don't mind encountering an email from my mother with an email with a coupon. They're all good to me. But that's just not everyone. And so I think it's interesting that the way that we kind of view it is not necessarily the way our audience may view it or the way a sender may view it. And I also feel like it kind of depends because at work, I don't have that turned on at all. Obviously, I'm not getting a lot of promotional messages to my work account. But my personal email, I do have tabs on when I'm on web, but not on mobile. And so there's a little bit of like other conditions to consider when people are using tabs, when they're not. Maybe it kind of varies from place to place.
All right. Thanks, Allison. Great to catch up with you today. Hey, thank you everybody for watching. That's what we had for you today. I hope you found this interesting. If you have any ideas for follow-up questions that you would like me to answer in a future video, please drop me an email at al.iverson@valuemail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at valuemail.com when you're ready to embark upon your DMARC journey. Thanks. Have a great day.